people, they recognized the truth of that picture, and it helped them transition from life to death. Now, what's interesting about that is that happened about 20 years ago, and recently she went to a place here. I'm trying to remember the name of it now. It just escaped me. I think it's Lilith. Is it Lilith? Lilydale, which is a very spiritual place, and she heard some people there talking about Summerland, and she thought her son had made up that name, Summerland, for heaven, but apparently it's what it's called. And these people, I guess, had near-death experiences or had also visited there. Now, when he went there, he could just go out of his body and go there, and he saw his grandfather, and he saw members of his family who he didn't know because they had died before he was born, but he recognized them, and he said that they would come in a body of their choice, of whatever year they like best, and you just know who they are, and you didn't have to speak because you could just hear thoughts, kind of thing. You just knew things. But he went so many times that apparently God came and told him that he wasn't allowed to come back until it was time for him to go there and to stop coming, which is kind of interesting. People believe it, they don't believe it, but I believe the story, and I think it's really interesting because I've done a lot of research and spoke to another author who did 10 books on near-death experience, and so I find it very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
It's nice to know it's going to be pleasant.
Yeah, and of course we're interested as well what our listeners have to say about this subject, and they're welcome to contact us in the many different ways that we make it possible to do that, and that would be they can call our VIP hotline at 303-872-0503, or they can tweet us on Twitter, and all they have to do is put an @RCRN sign in front of their question or comment, or they can always, of course, go to Skype, and we can patch them right into the show. Just go make a contact with us at Real Coaching Radio, one word. And
so what do you think, Steve? What do you think? That is it evil? Is it ego? Is it what is that other side?
Well, I think it's that part of us. It's the negative part. It's the part that says, when we were very young, it goes like this: "Hey, Frankie, there's something wrong with you." And then there's silence, just like right now.
Yeah.
And then Frankie will identify, and so every one of us will as well, what's wrong with us. And from that point on, we basically gave our dark side, our darkness, our dragon, carte blanche to run our lives. Because from that moment on,
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. If you talk to a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old, they're perfect. They are all about them, and they are fantastic. It's the socialization. It's the parent, the teacher, the brother, the sister, whoever, that told that perfect child that there was something wrong with them, and that message went into the subconscious, and it stayed there, and it became truth because it was said at a time when it was believable, or it was said over and over and over until it became, that self-fulfilling prophecy. So I don't think young children think there's anything wrong with them until they're told there's something wrong with them, because they have a very strong ego. That's my perspective on that one.
Yeah, and I never have a problem. Do I mind if anybody disagrees with me?
Better radio.
You are welcome to do that. And so this stuff that I described, when that little devil or little darkness in there says, "Hey, Frankie, there's something wrong with you," that happens at a time of a trauma that we all experience, a huge hurt that we don't know how to explain and what to do with. But even before, way before that, even at a time of our inception, There are 23 chromosomes that come from our father and 23 that come from our mother and our DNA. And in this DNA, we're an intelligent being. And it includes, I believe, the issues of all of our ancestors, including our mothers and fathers and their mothers and fathers, and the list goes on. So when we are born, I believe that just because we are unable to speak yet and unable to form concepts, we are already done. We don't have a chance, if you really think about it.
That's negative. I don't know. You know what? It can be environmental as well as inherited. I think you're going to a commercial maybe, but we should talk about that because it's very interesting. I find it very interesting if you believe that we're, that we choose to come here at a certain time, and that if we choose our families and the people that are going to be with us in this life, then are they really our ancestors, or do they belong to somebody else? But if you talk to Dr. Bruce Lipton, who's a cellular biologist, who I did have the pleasure and honor of interviewing, Dr. Lipton tells us that not only is it inherited, but it is also environmental. If you put a child, a female child, let's say, into a family who has a long history of breast cancer, she will develop breast cancer in that family as if she was one of their own, as if she was really a child of theirs. That is fascinating. So this business of is it inherited or is it environment is a very interesting thing to discuss.
It's all of it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go away until we one day wake up from this deep sleep, because that's what if you don't have to believe me, you don't have to believe anything I say. All you have to do is check it out with yourself, because really that's where the truth is. The truth is within all of us.
Absolutely, the truth is with all of us, and you're right. There is that time when we wake up and we realize that we don't have to be what those people told us we were going to be, or whoever, even ourselves. That's why I said at the beginning, it's the members of the board. It's all the voices, the saboteur inside us, the one who says